Hi, it's Gary. Welcome to today's video. Today, first impressions day, my first impressions of this gift from my wife, a Jinhao 9019 in this nice, I think they call it red. To me it looks more purpley. And remember on these, we've got that massive nib. So join me now, down on the table, take a look at the pen, walk through the body, do some quick size comparisons, fill it with ink, do a writing sample, then I'll give you my thoughts on this pen. Welcome down to the table. Here we've got today's pen, the Jinhao 9019 in transparent red. To me, although it says it's red, it looks more like a purpley colour to me. It's a big pen though, this is a chunky pen. Let's start by doing a quick walk through the body. Starting at the top of the pen, we've got the dome, then we come down, we've got the clip. The clip is embedded into the cap. The clip, we've got Jinhao there at the top, and that comes down to a ball at the bottom, and it is extremely stiff. I can hardly move that. The cap, we're tapering out till we get to just above that ball, then it flattens out. We've got the cap with that band on it saying Jinhao, Dadao, number 9019, and then back to Jinhao. From the bottom of the cap, there's a noticeable drop off down to the body. The body, to me, feels the same width, maybe even slightly bowing outwards till we get to just about here, so that's about halfway down. Then we start to taper in, and we've got another dome end. The cap, half, 1, 1.5, 2, about 2.5 turns to tip that cap off. We've then got the converter. This is the larger style Jinhao converter. Let me unscrew this. It actually screws in, which I think is a good thing. I really like that. You see here the blue. I have cleaned this pen out. It had a little bit of blue ink, so to me, at least it makes it look like it was checked in the factory. Then we've got here the converter, really big, chunky converter. Let's pop that body back on. The nib, this is a number 8 size nib, so a big nib to go with a big pen. Taking a quick look at that nib, it's very much what you expect from the style of a Jinhao nib. So it's two-tone, it's a steel nib. We've got that gold-coloured outer border, we've got the steel-coloured inner border. Below the breather hole, we've got the Jinhao logo, the word Jinhao, and M for medium. This is not a heartbeat nib, this is a normal nib. The section on here, very, very fat. We'll look at that better when we do our size comparisons. But really is chunky. You really know that you've got this in your hand. If anything, it's starting to edge towards being too wide for me. Let's swap on over and do some size comparisons. Here's my standard size comparisons. Pilot and Metropolitan, Lamy Safari. Doesn't the 9019 make these two look really, really thin? Lengthwise, the 9019 also slightly longer than the other two. It's just a big, oversized pen no matter how you look at it. Let's take the caps off. With the caps off, just look at that nib, that number 8 size nib. Makes the other two look minute, don't they? You can see here the section. Let me see if I can get these next to each other just so you get a better idea for the section width. I would say more than double the width that we see with both of these. What's it like in the hand? It's very chunky. As I've already said, it does feel like this is starting to get a little bit on the wide side for me. Does it post? Yeah, it posts. Does feel a little bit back heavy. I feel that with all pens because I normally use a pen unposted, but it's not unwieldy. But to be honest, you don't really need to post it because it's just so big and chunky. Let's get this out of the way and we'll fill the pen with ink. The ink I'm going to use today is by Diamine and it's Cranberry. Looking at this, it looks like it could be a fairly good colour. And this is a standard ink. Now, the size of this, there's no chance that this nib and section is going to fit in this bottle. So I'll fetch in my trusty ink miser. Here we go. Let's decant some of this in. Put that to one side. So I've pushed the converter down to the bottom. I'm going to try and get this to angle slightly so you can hopefully see the ink being sucked up. And let's see what we get. Wow, that's going in really well. So on my first go, we've virtually filled that converter. Let me just clean these off, get this out of the way, and we'll fetch in the notepad of testing. Just dropping in to interrupt your regular programming. Would you like to help support the channel? If so, please consider joining as a member. As a member, you'll get early access to my videos. I normally upload them a couple of days before they go out, and as soon as they're uploaded, they'll be released to members. There'll also be a shout out at the end of the videos, and then as we get the members coming in, we'll actually chat among ourselves and work out what other perks, what other things you'd like me to add in. You know, would you like maybe a monthly live chat just for members? All down to us. So please, if you can, consider joining the channel. A link will be in the description down below. Here we've got the notepad of testing. This is a Rody notepad, plain paper, and it's an A5 size. Just going to turn this slightly on this side. Just makes it easier for me to write. Let me get that down so we can make sure we get the writing in the camera. So let's fetch in the pen. So we've got here a Jinhao 9019 with a medium nib. That might have been me, that issue there. Price wise, you're looking approximately 12 Aussie dollars, so we're not talking a really expensive pen. The ink by Diamine, and it's Cranberry. Again, we had another little issue here. Drying times, so we go immediate, 10 seconds, 30 seconds. 1 minute. After a minute there, that's nice and dry. Is there any line variation? So here's no pressure. I'm going to start adding a little bit of pressure. I don't add a lot, but it's enough that we can see, yes, we are getting a wider line. So no pressure with, none with, none with. Be very careful when you put pressure onto your nibs. Going to move the mic down to the page. Let's move this up as well, and I'll write a sentence. That's not too bad. There's a little, I want to say, like whispering as the ink's going down, as it's writing and going across the page. So I can definitely hear it. In terms of tactileness, to be honest, I'm not really feeling anything. I'm not feeling it being scratchy or anything. I'm not feeling it being smooth. I know it's writing because I can hear it, but I can't feel it through my fingers. Final test. That's the flow test. And then going the other way. There we go. Quite enjoying this ink in here as well. I'm just going to lift this up. Hopefully you can see this. Although the ink is labelled as a standard, it's got a very nice gold sheen to it. Hopefully the camera's capturing that. Certainly see that on every single letter. I'm seeing some nice gold sheen coming through. So what are my thoughts on this pen? This is a beast of a pen. It is very chunky. I find it's just getting towards where it's actually too chunky for my hand. The 9016 model, which I know we're not looking at today, but that does seem to be a slightly better fit in my hand than this. It's still nice though. I like the ink capacity. That converter holds an awful lot of ink and it filled really easily. The nib, I'm thinking I may need to just do a little bit of work on the nib. We had a couple of issues here. I need to see how that goes. It could be just because of how I was holding the pen for recording purposes. I like the ink. I like the fact we've got that little bit of interest with that gold sheen. So to me, it just fetches a visual interest to my writing. All in all though, I think it's a good pen, and I think for $12 it's well worth investing in. So they're my first impressions of the Jinhao 9019 with Diamine Cranberry. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. So what are your thoughts on the Jinhao 9019? Have you got one? Do you enjoy it? Do you like using it? How about that converter being so big? What do you think about that? Please drop your comments down below. Let's kickstart that conversation. Please hit the thumbs up button. Every time you like, every time you comment, just helps with the YouTube algorithm. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel so that you can get new videos as I release them. I'll talk to you again soon.